And for our lineup of materials that you'll be needing today, we're going to be needing a bar of soap. I'm using white Castile soap over here. This is from a dollar store and as a one flat bar that we're going to be able to sculpt with. I'm using some children's sculpting tools. This came out of a pre-existing clay set and it came with it. So to just very easily cut into and create any shape and any design we want in the soap, and also using this, a glue gun, and plenty of glue sticks. Now remember, glue guns are hot, so let's treat them with respect. Everything else is in the tutorial. First thing we want to do is we want to open our box of soap here and inspect them. This is the perfect bar of soap. I'm going to show you why. Perfect. It is square, it is flat, and there is a flat surface on there. Ideal for sculpting. Now what we need to do is come up with a design, and we're going to sculpt our design into this soap. So let's do that now. And today I created a design of something that I need to do for a photo shoot. Here, this is a ancient medieval style Celtic cross, and there's going to be no patterns on here. I just want it to be very simple and very rugged. And as you can see, I had created the loop at the top, so there's going to be on a necklace. Now once we create that design, we can replicate it. I'm using today a very soft children's sculpting tool that came with a clay set, and we're going to sculpt out the shape of what we want on the block of soap, and then we're going to use our other sculpting tools and we're going to carve in that. So let's now replicate this image on here. And once we get our line work done, we can start using our other tools and we can start sculpting out our soap. So let's do that. It's very important to share that I basically have been using the pointed tool. I thought I was going to be using the other tool here, but basically the pointed tool has worked beautifully. Make sure your trough here is nice and deep because that's where the hot glue is going to go into, and make sure that the surface down below is nice and smooth. Whatever is down below here and wherever the hot glue touches is going to replicate it. So if there's a bump or a line or something that's in there, that's going to show up in your final design. So if you want something like I want here, I want the look of poured iron in a mold, this is the exact and perfect way to replicate that. This is all a part of really good prop making. Okay, and now comes the pour. Check to make sure your hot glue gun is heated up and we are ready to rock and roll here. I'm going to start off with the main groove of our cross. Very carefully just slide that hot glue in there. Making sure get into every groove. Be very careful. I'm actually using a brand new hot glue gun. For those who are fans of historical recreations, you know I have another one with the words unplugged on the top of it. This one doesn't have the words unplugged on it because it's brand new. Little gift to myself for production. This takes a little bit of practice, but it's so worth it. Once you learn how to do this technique, you can replicate many of these crosses over and over again, or any other design that you so wish to do. And there, we are done. Now let's let that set and cool. The moment you've all been waiting for, the unveiling. So I have an awl here, a pick. I also have another tool over here. You can just very carefully go in there and pick it out. But I'm just going to use this awl and see if I can grasp and pull this out. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's worth it. And here it comes. And here it comes. Look at this in one solid piece. With that little bit of help, just going underneath there, popping it right out. The mold is in perfect condition. Look at that. Exactly how we want it. We have created an exact copy of our cross, Celtic cross. And now any of this other materials can be very easily trimmed up, or with a hot glue gun, you can go in there and melt, remelt with the edge. You can go around and remelt all that in place. And we're going to do that now. And then on top of this today, something very special on Historical Recreations. I'm going to do a faux metal finish to make this look like ancient iron. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'm waiting for my hot glue gun to warm up, but like essential areas like this here, this little piece, these can be just very, very easily just trimmed off and cleaned up. So you can see how easy that came off, and I don't need to use the glue gun for everything, but I'm going to show you how to use it very carefully to smooth out any edges that you may have. That pop right off. Okay, so let's wait till our glue gun is nice and warm, and then I'll show you how to smooth that out. Okay, once your hot glue gun is warmed up, we're going to be talking about the silver end right here. And you can, as long as you keep it very far away from your fingers, you can use, see what I'm doing here? You can use to smooth down anything. You can now reheat your glue and smooth it down. So if you have a rough area that you cannot cut off, very, very easily just smooth it down. Or maybe you actually want it rough. That's a very important thing in prop making. Maybe you want that rough. Making this very nice cross here. And just smooth it very carefully down with the edge. Just touch it, smooth it down. All right, now we are ready now for a paint job. Okay, let's do that now. In today's lineup for colors, we have our Alpha 999 Black, which is one of my absolute favorite colors in my collection, and also a silver number 995. And this is a little bit hard color to find, but you can also mix it if you need to. This is an olive green number 639, and I got our little cross over here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint this completely down with our Alpha number 999 Black. Let's paint this down. Notice I'm using the stenciling method to get the paint into all the grooves and cracks and anything else that we have, since our product is raised. Yeah, you can paint it on there, but this also creates a texture to your project that is invisible but also perceptible to the eye. All a part of prop making. And don't forget to do the back side after that dries down. Now that we have our first layer of black here dried, I'm going into our silver, and I'm going to be adding a very light touch of our olive green. What we're going to do is we're going to contaminate that silver to create an ancient colored metal here. This is one of the techniques I have shown. If you haven't seen my tutorials on how to create different types of metals, I'll leave a link in the description down below. And we just want to tap very gently over our piece, letting some of that black information come forth. Very important on that. Now, I once used these particular colors on a crown, and if you check in my catalog of videos, you will discover that the crown also used the silver and the corrosion green. Okay, now we have that. This is looking more and more like an artifact. Really, really, really nice. Okay, so let's let that dry. Now once your cross has been coated on both sides like I had done, we're going to go now into an aging wash. I'm using a little bit of water here right on my paper. I take the silver and I'm going to go in there with my black. You can see what we're creating. We're creating a silver black that looks like iron. Beautiful. Okay, just enough. We're going to coat this down. Put a nice heavy coat right on there. And let that dry. Only momentarily ago we had just a bar of soap. Now we have this beautiful artifact which looks like it was dredged up from a shipwreck. Just imagine what you can do with this technique in prop making. Gothically yours, Professor M.